I said, and then I got you. Let some people get in here real quick. Just get it up, get it up. Spirituality. Said was listening to Dane. Yeah, he got some new videos. I gotta catch up on him. I said in La Rue. Yeah, I gotta catch up on Dane. But we got us a nice little spiritual live real quick. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be something quick. Just to give everybody an idea of what we're gonna be talking about today. You know what I'm saying? Give everybody a little what we're gonna talk about today. And a couple of days on too. Which is we're gonna touch back on the universal laws, right? We're gonna touch back on the universal laws. Because, you know, along this journey, I feel like a lot of people starting to forget certain things and certain lessons, so we're going to have to recover them because repetition is the father of learning, because repetition was the father of indoctrination, you understand me? So with that being said, we're going to let a little bit more people get in. I'm going to spark my J off camera so we can keep it 100, and y'all just look at the 7 universal laws real quick. All right, here we go. All right. So I'll just think about this yet. Hold on, let me go ahead. OGs, the in-betweens, and the newbies up in here, you feel me? Cool. All right, there we go. So just get into it. Those who catch it, catch it. If they come in late, we'll just fill them in. So, 7 universal laws. The first law is the law of attraction. I'm going to read the last one for you. 7 universal laws. Law of attraction. Like attracts like. Like attracts like. Like attracts like. Alright? Okay? Meaning, what you put out into the universe, you will get back. No matter on what side of the spectrum you stand, your energy is everything. Whether you want to acknowledge certain things about yourself, whether you want to ignore certain things about yourself, the universe and the source knows deep down inside with the energy what's happening deep. So like attracts like. If you continue to be toxic and feed into toxic and all that type of stuff, you're gonna draw everything about it. If you vibrate high and you try to attract soul tribes and spiritual families and, you know, answers and everything else like that, yeah, you know how TikTok is. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you vibe high, you're gonna attract people that vibe high with you as well. Like attracts like, you understand? So however you vibrate and however your energy, your personality, your spirituality or whatever it is, be ready. Because again, you are an electromagnetic carbon being. All right. So understand what electric and magnetic means. This is why there's a law of attraction for your aura. You feel me? What's happening, Capri? Now, law of vibration, right? You need to understand the law of vibration in order to understand the law of attraction. Okay? You got to understand it. They all are connected. So the law of vibration is everything has a unique vibrational frequency. Okay? Everything has a unique vibrational frequency. We vibrate at the same vibration of the earth, which is a 7.8. All right? The earth vibrates at 7.8. We vibrate at 7.8. All right. And as long as we stay connected with the earth, we can stay connected to the source and to the sun because it all vibrates either at 7.8 or a little bit higher. You understand? So everything has a frequency. Unity consciousness, 144 hertz. You know what I'm saying? 808. All of it has frequencies. My bad, y'all. My locks is playing with my neck, so I'm thinking something's crawling on me and shit. You know, my locks all on my neck, thinking I got something crawling on my neck. Yep, 369. Yep, Tesla. If you can understand the vibrations of the universe, you have the keys. Okay? You have the keys. So, you have the law of action. The law of action. This is something that needs to be talked about a lot, and especially with those of us who's trying to execute certain plans that we're not going to talk about right now, because this is not what it's about. So, law of action. You can have all you can sit down and you can law of action. You can have all you can sit down and you can meditate to attract anything you have. All you can sit down and you can meditate to attract anything you want. You can vibrate all you want. You can manifest, get on the rhythm all you want. But if you do not put the law of action into your plans, it is merely a dream. All right. You got to put the law of action behind everything you do. All right. Now, what is the law of action? The law of action is to achieve something, one must take action. If you sound breaking up, hold on. Here they go. Here they go already. Let me go this way. I ain't going. Hold on. What's that? What's that? That I got you. All right. Am I good now? Am I good? Oh, shit. All right. So now, the law of action. To achieve something, one must take action. One must take action. If we want to build a micro community, we got to take action. If you want to build a micro nation, we got to take action. If you want to free yourself from this matrix, you have to take action. Again, we could sit here and thumb through all the information and all the knowledge for all eternity, because knowledge is internal. We can sit here and talk till our heads turn gray. But what are we trying to do? What are we trying to build? What are we trying to awaken? Who are we trying to grab? Who are we trying to influence? What are we trying to do to manifest our visions into reality, to let the world know that we still here and we still thriving, and we can do this on our own due to self-determination and self-governance? You understand me? So we got to put the law of action behind it. All right. Now, law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Energy is always moving and it's always changing. By us being electrical, magnetic, carbon beings, we have the power to transmutate any energy that dare so affect us, whether it's good or bad. If you having a bad day, you could transmute that energy into working out, get results in a positive way. You pissed off, go do some push-ups. You mad, go jog. You angry, go read. All right. You sad, go meditate. You understand me? Transmutate that energy. Don't harbor it. Transmutate it into something positive. Okay? This is what people call pain into passion, or pain into purpose. You transmutate your pain and turn it into passion or purpose, and a beautiful lotus flower will grow. I guarantee you. Now you got the law of relativity. It's all relative. It's all relative. All these laws is connected. All of us as divine beings are connected telepathically, energetically, aura-wise, and all. It's all related. It's all connected. It all ties in. The universal law of oneness comes into play when you talk about law of relativity. Can y'all hear me? Y'all making sense? Y'all let me know. Cool, cool. I see you, Sereno. See you, Ashanti. Cool. Now, you got the law of rhythm, right? The law of rhythm. Everything goes through cycles, rhythm, patterns, and nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. Not unless you make it permanent. But nothing is permanent. What's happening, Jupiter butterfly? Nothing is permanent, all right? Law of rhythm. Everything goes through cycles, rhythms, patterns, and nothing is permanent. You always got to remember that, all right? Whether you had a bad day today, it's not permanent when you wake up tomorrow. Not unless you want it to be permanent and hold on to it, which is a grudge, which then will make you a low vibrational person because you don't know how to let go of the past to move on, or whatever it is that's making you feel some type of way. You have to let everything go through the cycle, go through the motions, go through the rhythms, and let it fade and let it change, let it transmutate. Okay. Now, the last law is the law of polarity. There are two sides to everything, right? You become stagnant. You know, energy has to go forward. It has to move back. But if it stays stagnant, it will implode and explode. I suggest you keep moving forward. The law of polarity. There are two sides to everything. There are two sides to everything. For yin and yang. As above, so below. As within, so without. Welcome to higher learning. You hear me? So, there's two sides to everything. A yin and a yang. You must have balance. That's why there's a polarity. That's why, you know, some say duality, some say polarity, some say yin and yang, but everything has a balance. The bad balances the good, and the good balances the bad. You feel me? Be right back. Cool. Appreciate that share, D. Oh, we talking spiritual. Cool. I'm glad you can see and hear now. Sometimes you gotta leave and come back. Y'all know how they be doing. They don't want nobody to understand the matrix and nothing. So they gonna try to glitch and freeze every message that come out. But we gonna get it in. So, the whole live is about understanding universal law, the law of one, the different realities, the 7 layers of metaverse, and this law is based on the fact that we are in our essential state, pure consciousness. All right. Now, here's a density chart. I know it's cut off a little bit, but luckily I can still read it and we can still dig into it. So, here's a density chart. And what I mean by density, I mean, 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, etc., etc. So the first density. Oh, can y'all hear me? Is it good? Do I need to restart? You good? You good? Okay, cool. So the first density, which is at the top. All right, at the top, first density. All right, this is what we're gonna read. First density is the beginning, right? You got air, you got water, you got earth. The first density is about learning from the wind and the fire to the body and the cycles. The second density is growth. And from growth is the organisms, from plants to animals, and from consciousness of self through interactions with the body cycles and incarnation of 1 to 200 years. Dave said your live is unavailable. Yeah. The 3D, third density is your self-awareness. Self-awareness is the subconscious is veiled from the genuine choice of polarity into others or self to serve to self or polarity of the body in the incarnation of 30 to 900 years. We are in the 3D right now. From 30 to 900 years, we are in the 3D, which is the self-awareness state, which is the subconscious is veiled from what is genuine choice of polarity. So this is now the reason why we in the 3D is because the veil is being lifted. We are on our way to the 4th and 5th dimension or density. We are on our way to the 4th and 5th density. So the veil of the 3D is being removed. So our subconscious can actually start processing what's around us. All right. We seeing the good, the bad, the yin and the yang and the polarity of everything right now. All right. All is being revealed. Now, once we get to the 4th density, which is love, which is green, heart chakras, as you notice the colors. As you notice, the 4th density is love. This type of 4th density is light, is connected to light wisdom. In the 4th density vibration since 2012, the light body, the cycle incarnation of 90,000 years. 2012 is when we actually started the beginning of the age of Aquarius. It wasn't 2021, it wasn't 2020, it wasn't 2019. We started the age of Aquarius back in 2012. Everybody else is always 10 years behind. Understand me? So, but this is why the CIA documents is important, because it literally said that during the hippie movement, when they was experimenting with LSD, it sped up the time of the Age of Awakening. So instead of the Age of Awakening being 2019 or 2020, it happened in 2012. So now with that being understood, you gotta speed up your mind. You gotta catch yourself up to what's going on. We already been in a one world government. This is why they on phase 2 of a one world religion. And the next step is Bitcoin and everything. We already been in a one world government or whatever. This is what the UN is. This is what the UN is. All right. So folks gotta understand, man. Yeah, D. That's that, yeah. Smoking on some of that 5th density, that light and wisdom right now. Hitting that light and wisdom right now. So now, when you go down, So now, when you understand that the Age of Awakening began in 2012 and you fast forward it, that means that we kind of already been out of the 3D realm. All right. We kind of already been out the 3D realm a little bit. We've been borderlining. And we kind of been straggling the fence on the 4D with the love and everything. So now when we get to the fifth density, which is the light wisdom of everything, the light wisdom archetype is the balance of love and light wisdom, right? And it's served without martyrdom, self-sacrifice. You are light. The cycle is immortal and incarnation, meaning that you won't have to be a martyr anymore. There will be no need to self-sacrifice yourself anymore, because of the world would have came into balance of love and light wisdom, meaning that 54% of the world that's illiterate will then become 0% illiterate. That's the whole point of everybody waking up, but everybody got to wake up on their own time. You can't force them. You can lead them to the water. You can drop the breadcrumbs. You can plant the seeds, but you cannot force nobody to wake up. The more you force, the more they will resist. Okay? That is the law of resistance. It's not on here, but if you want to, you can look it up in your own time. It's called the law of resistance. The more you force something, the more it resists. All right? You got to let people do their own thing. This is why I always tell my folks that look like me, that's out here in this world, that's coming up to our information, we have to focus on our people and our people only. All the other folks that be tuning in to us in the background in the hallways, they will get the seeds and the gems, and they will go back and do their own research, and they will go and wake up their own folks or other people. We have to stay focused. We have to stay on the path. We are the biggest influences, and people is looking after us, so we don't have to go out to get nobody. We are electrical magnetic beings. All we got to do is vibrate high and drop the gems, and everything that's meant for us will attract to us. That is the law of attraction. Like attracts like. This is the reason why when we hit these platforms, all we do is hit these platforms, we drop a gem, and everybody that like us, they hit that follow button, they hit that share button, they smash the like button, and they keep coming back every time we on live, learning something new, because like attracts like, and we all vibrating high. You understand? Sometimes you gotta let nature do its thing. You gotta go with the flow, because you an energy being. All right, nothing's wrong with going with the flow as long as the flow is in the right direction. All right, that was my little 30-minute rant right there. So now, with all that said and done, you will then transition to the sixth density, which is the unity, which is unity consciousness, 144 hertz, God body. God is an energy. God is a source. God is unity. Not one individual can be God, but together as one energy source, because we are electromagnetic energy beings, and if we feed off of each other, off the high vibrations, because melanin absorb and emit energy. So with that being said, when we are magnetized, we are attracting something. What are we attracting? We are attracting the source. We are attracting the God energy within us. This is what they scared of, the rise of the Messiah. The Messiah is the God energy, the God consciousness that dwells within all of us that has a soul. Okay? Now, density, the unity meaning. So unity is this. Unity is backwards in time to serve its higher self. Oh, gotta go backwards in time to serve its higher self. Oh, that's deep, right? Jacob's ladder, read it. And for foreverness and eternity, you are light, cycle, immortal, or incarnation. Then you go down to the seventh density, which is the gateway. The gateway is having no memory, no identity, no existing in the all. And to the higher selves in the sixth density, and 1 foot in eternity. And it ends at the seventh density. So you are in the void. And if you're paying attention to as I'm reading this is the reincarnation cycle. This is the reincarnation cycle as well. So when you get to the last density, which is the 8th density, which is called the octave or octave, which is the universe has absorbed into the black hole of the great central of the octave. We began. This octave starts then coming out of the white hole, expanding next into the existence and unformation. So meaning, go into the white light. When you go into the white light, boom, you become reincarnated and you have to go all the way back to one density again and start all of this over again. So this is also the reincarnation cycle, because energy don't die. It's only transferred and it's always recycled. So with that being said, we all have reached our higher selves plenty of times. And we all have seen our lower selves plenty of times. We all dwelled in the middle of the worldly possessions and the 3Ds plenty of times in life, because your soul has been here for an eternity. Your soul is immortal. You are an energy being. You just change cars throughout the centuries. But your soul has always been here, and it keeps coming back. You come down to the physical plane and you go back up to the source. In between is the celestials and everything like that. So we've all traveled through this reincarnation cycle of higher density to lower density to mid density to other universes, to other metaverses, to other earths, and outside of the ice walls. We all traveled the celestial seas. You are a soul. Remember, the etymology of a soul and a spirit is breath and sea. At one point in time, it was common knowledge that your soul came from the seas, the waters, the celestial seas. As above, so below. There's water above us, there's water in the middle, and there's water below us. The middle, where we are in this physical plane, the water is just less dense to where it seems like it's air, but you're still breathing in water. How does a fish know it's in a fishbowl? Ooh, I've been saying that for years. You ain't know that you could start a fire underwater? You can, when the water is less dense. The only reason why you can't start a fire inside the sea is because the water is too dense to the flame can't. But here in this realm that we are in, that we think we're breathing in oxygen and stuff like that, you could create fire and all that because it's less dense here. Okay? What is water? What is oxygen? What is hydrogen? Do you know when you go on a fast, your cells break down into hydrogen, and when you breathe in the oxygen, you create your own water? This is why your body maintains 90% water. None of us drink 8 glasses of water a day, so how you think you maintain all this water in your body? When you fast, when you go to sleep and you wake up, the break fast state, when you go to sleep, your cells break down, turns to hydrogen. You breathing in all night, so that oxygen connects with that hydrogen and your body continues to make water. You feel me? Come on, right? Oh. There's water all around us. They say that you a sponge. Your body has pores. Come on, man, put it together. So, remember I always told y'all that they model the video games after real life. So this, what you see, when you want to be a video game programmer and create video games for people, this is the model that you use of real life. And what it is you have a physical realm at the bottom, right? You have a physical realm at the bottom. In the middle is the void. And on top is the spiritual realm. You have to somehow Find the algorithm of the matrix to combine all three layers. All right? And this is how they create virtual reality games. So it's the same. So what these people do is they take real life and spiritual concepts and computerize it with the AI to create what you have. So technically, look, man, do you understand how great of a realm this is and how awesome you are as an energy being? The reason why you don't understand it is because they dumbed you down. And I'm saying you because I'm in it as well. They dumbed all of us down. All right. So they dumbed all of us down to not understand what's real and what's fake. We are living in somebody else's virtual reality. All right. But when you take the virtual reality goggles off of this matrix and you understand physical, void, and spiritual, and the universal laws and the frequencies and everything, you can then start to manifest and shape your own reality, because you are an electromagnetic energy being. You are an organic artificial intelligence. All right, you are not artificial. You are an organic artificial intelligence. All right, you are an organic intelligence. And from the organic intelligence, they create artificial intelligence. When you hop out your mama, you have a whole cord connected to your mama. The cord look like wires that hook up when you hooking up your computer. Is I cut the umbilical cord. The veins was green, blue. You know what I'm saying? It's a cord. Mom Dukes is the monitor. You know what I'm saying? She's the incubator. She's the monitor. What she eats, the baby eats. What she feels, the baby feels. What she thinks, the baby thinks. Okay? That's how that works. Papa, Daddy, on the other hand, he's wireless. All right? The dad is wireless. The semen is wireless. It's the software update. All right? You just put the software inside the computer. You run it up. You let it update. Once it updates into the computer, which will be Mom Dukes, you take the software out or whatever, it's already in there, and then it starts to form. And this is how they take these concepts. So if you understand this, you understand how great you are as an electromagnetic being. You ain't regular. You ain't normal. You ain't supposed to work from somebody until you die and fight for your SSI until you die. And then when you 5 years from croaking, they finally approve you and shit like that. You're not here for that. You're not here for that. They made you think you're here for that. They trapped everybody into a virtual reality when they start creating fiat currency, when they start creating jobs, when they start creating what's poor, when they start making people having to pay for free shit. Electricity is free. You can pull that shit out of thin air. Water is free. You can pull that shit out of thin air. Okay? Gold is free. All you got to do is know where to dig in the ground, inside where there's water mostly. Diamonds is free. It's a rock. Crystals is free. You got to know where to dig for that. Everything that you think you got to pay for in the world, that shit free. You just got to know where to go and where to dig. And then once you get it, you got to know how to perform alchemy to transform this gold into a superconductor. You understand me? All this esoteric information is real. This is why they don't like people to learn esoteric information. This is why they target people with esoteric information, because it's real. It's physics. You got to believe in the unseen, and you got to question the seen. Okay? They don't want people to learn this. This is information our ancestors had. This information our ancestors had. And you know it. And you know it's the information our ancestors had, because we're the only people on the face of the earth that don't remember or don't comprehend this. 54% of the world is illiterate. But guess what? Most of those 54% are wealthy. Let that sink in. You ain't got to be smart to be wealthy. You just got to, honestly, for one, There's a study, and I want y'all to look this up. There's a study on what it takes to be a billionaire. Do you know you have to be borderline a psychopath to be a billionaire? Why? Because you have to be able to scam people. You have to be able to step on people's toes. You got to be able to focus on yourself and only yourself. The reason why a lot of people aren't meant to be billionaires is because we have a soul, we have a conscience, we have a heart. We can't scam or nothing. We can have the idea all day long, but we'll never act on it. It's not in us to do it. So we have to do our shit the hard way. We got to go the long route. You understand me? But most billionaires, they are borderline psychopaths, or if not psychopaths. Most psychopaths aren't the ones that be on TV that y'all see, like the Jeffrey Dahmers and all that. That's one type of a psychopath. There are, I think, in psychology, they taught us there's 10 different types of psychopaths. You have a functioning psychopath. And what a functional psychopath is billionaires and millionaires. These people that can get out here, walk around, talk, have conversations. They seem balanced and everything like that. They ain't gonna knock you off, because that's not what a psychopath is, But Hollywood did a good job at making people think that psychopaths is automatically just people that knock you off. Nah, it ain't even about that. It's a mental condition. Sociopath, psychopath, and narcissistic ways are the three main things on how to become a billionaire. Okay? And they understood that because they created the game. They created the game. When they say that there's psychopaths running the world, they are dead ass serious. They dead serious. Only a psychopath only a psychopath will cover the skies knowing that you need the sun to live. That's psychotic. Only a psychopath will put poison in your food, feed you GMO shit, have you killing yourself knowingly and unknowingly. Look around. See, people haven't took the virtual reality goggles off to actually look around. But when they take the virtual reality goggles off of the so-called quote-unquote American dream, they'll actually see that that's all the fuck it is an illusion. Because what is a dream? Shit, a dream can be anything. Shit, a nightmare is a form of a dream. And some people in the hood, some kids who ain't got nothing, not a pot to piss in, no food to eat, homeless people, folks that's labeled as undesirables, which is fucked up. I don't even like that terminology. They're living the American dream. It's a nightmare. A nightmare is a form of a dream. Everybody's living an American dream. The American dream is shit. They be like, it's whatever you make it. Yeah. All right. You know what I'm saying? People got to understand and pay attention, man. And I'm going to show y'all one more slide if I get up out of here for a minute. I got to drop my daughter off, but after I drop her off, I'll hop back on. And I'm going to leave y'all with this one right here. Before it was called the Negro problem, it was called the Indian problem. So check this out. So the quote-unquote Indian problem. In the late 1940s, a group of vulnerable white men selected President Harry Truman. He began working in Washington, D.C. to come up with a solution to the so-called Indian problem. Among them were congressmen, cabinet officials, and pundits. However, there wasn't enough intermarriage between whites and American Indian people, or native people, as they call them. Native people. Not Native Americans, but native people. All right? Listen. The author also said this, right? It is thus evident that the Indian problem is not going to be solved through the disappearance of Indians by intermarriage with non-Indians. This was published in 1955. At that time, quote unquote, blackness was defined according to the one drop rule. But white America believed Indianness could be washed away in just a few generations through intermarriage with whites. This contradictory logic was self-serving for Blamoon. More black Americans meant more workers to exploit, and fewer natives meant more land to take. Alright. And in line with that self-serving logic, federal politicians and bureaucrats believed Native Americans wanted to melt away into the mainstream, and they had earned it because of their efforts in the war. Y'all know that they're talking about 3 different people at one time simultaneously through the double talk. Y'all caught it? What Indian tribes were melanated? African Americans, got it highlighted. Atlantic Creole, that's us down there in Georgia and Florida. Louisiana Creole. Brass Knuckles, Chestnut Ridge people. Highlighted part, indigenous peoples of America. Stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. But I read this Indian problem because this was in 1940. So what they did to solve this Indian problem was this. So in 1950 was the termination policy that terminated 109 American Indian tribes and pushed them to urban relocations. When they pushed them into the urban relocations, they hit them with redlining. Oh, this is another CIA document. And this one comes from the Development Authority of HUD. Uh-oh. They hit you with redlining to keep you there. To keep an eye on you. This your own reservation, you feel me? Redlining is a term commonly understood to mean systematic refusal by a financial institute to make mortgage loans on residential property lying within certain districts, usually older, low-income neighborhoods of an urban community. Who's in the urban communities? Look around. Okay. Okay. The word suggests the image of a city map tracked on the wall in the bank and savings and loan office, with areas outlined in red where mortgage loans are not to be made. It was also suggest some kind of gentleman's agreement, quote unquote, among all major sources of home purchase and rehabilitations loan funds to follow the same geographical guidelines. Back in 1936, the Homeowners Loan Corporation prepared a detailed survey and classification of mortgage credit risk areas in Oakland and Berkeley, California. 4 classifications were employed in each of some 70 neighborhoods were color-coded on an occupying map. Areas deemed quote-unquote hazardous were colored red. The purpose of this government area were beginning to get involved with the newly introduced FHA, Fair Housing Association Mortgage Insurance Program. In the blunt language of the times, the central criteria used to classify an area as quote-unquote hazardous for home loans was the proportion of undesirable population. What undesirable population? Shit, 10 years before that, it was 109 American Indian tribes that got sent to the urban areas. Oh, shit. Damn. That's crazy, right? So follow the timelines. You know, we always tell y'all to follow the timelines. So follow the timelines on how this. Follow the timelines. 1940, Harry Truman, Washington, D.C., so-called Indian problem, right? Right. They figured out that they couldn't white us out, so they had to push us out. So 10 years later was the So 10 years later, was a 1950s termination policy where they terminated 109 American Indian tribes and pushed them to the urban areas and called it Urban Relocation and Housing Act. All right, that was 1950. Now, when they get you inside the urban areas, they hit you with the red lining. So now we got you inside these urban areas. Now we're going to make it hard for you to get up out this thing. Because even if you got good credit, we can deny you if you want to because you live in an undesirable area and we already know who you are because who is urban? What is urban? Go type in urban right now and see who pop in because I ain't never seen no Native American inside my projects. I ain't never seen no Native American inside my grandmama project. She's still in the projects right now. My grandma been staying inside the same project since she was a little girl. My grandmama on my daddy's side was born in 1936. Follow the timelines, man. Listen to your elders. They not telling you no lies. My grandma, born in 1936, she grew up in the same projects since she was a little girl. She's 80 years old. She's about to die in them same projects. So when people come at us, don't understand our passion and the shit that we feel when we finally understand what it is. When I go back and I look at my grandmama's eyes and like, damn, this what happened to you. This what you had to go through. Now I get it. You feel me? Folks don't get it. They don't understand. Because a lot of them niggas ain't Indians. Pay attention. Pay attention to the bougie African Americans with the business suits and oh my God, you guys are so ghetto. Them ain't Indians. Them Europeans. Listen to them. Them ain't Indians. You got to be able to know who's who amongst us. As good as you can tell an African 10 miles away, you got to understand. You got to understand the damn black community over here as they like to group us all into. We got to be able to, hey, he a melanated European descent. I can tell by how he treat people. Yeah, he racist to his own people. That's because you ain't his people. he going to the clubs. He going to the clubhouses with his people playing golf. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta understand the sellout ones too. You know, the Michael Jordans of the world. Because what Donald Trump said in 1983 about the Connecticut Indians, shit, some of them look like Michael Jordan. Damn, for real? Okay, now we know what's happening on that end. Pay attention. Pay attention, man. As well as you can spot an African 10 miles away, you got to be able to spot that shit amongst the folks that we done grew up with over here for a while. Because a lot of people ain't even know 21 Savage was British. Why? Because he been over here for a while. They can blend in. Slick Rick, I ain't even know that nigga was British either. My daddy, he was, oh yeah, that nigga ain't even from here. The whole time I was a little kid, I thought Slick Rick was from over here. My dad was like, that nigga ain't from here. That nigga European as fuck. Damn, for real? Yeah, he British. Everybody know he British. Shit, you fool me. He sound just like us and he using that N-word good. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. Came over here and learned how to flow. But the beautiful thing about our culture though, people say that rap is for everybody. We didn't come up with rap. Rap is for everybody. If rap is for everybody, stop sounding like us and make a song. You can't do it. You cannot make a rap song without using our slang, our ebonics. That's our stamp on it. So if rap was for everybody, make a rap song without using our slang, our language, our words, our vocabulary. Do it. You can't do it. It won't sell. It sounds bland. You got to sound like us. You got to look like us. You got to dance like us. You got to vibe like us. You got to be us to do our culture. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like the ultra form of culture appropriation. So with that being said, these folks are living in a delusional euphoria. And they hate themselves. Every day they look in the mirror, they hate themselves. That's why they have to get on here and hate on other people, because they hate themselves. Every day they wake up in the mirror, they hate themselves. This why they talk about us from sun up to sundown. I guaranteed you right now, you can hop off my live scroll, you gonna find one of them talking about us. I promise you. You can hop off, scroll a few, you gonna find one or two of them. They can't help it. They can't help it, bro. We be in their dreams like Freddy Krueger. They be waking up, oh my God, American Indians, Black Americans, oh shit, indigenous erasure. Oh, what happened? Are you okay, Chief? What happened? Oh my God, give me a cigarette. I've been dreaming about Steve 3. She been posting my grandma everywhere. I have to deal with the fact that I'm a negrito. You a whole ass negrito, nigga. I can call you a nigga now. Shit. That boy probably done smoked 10 cigarettes in the mirror. I'm a nigga. Yeah, you a nigga, bro. It's okay. It's okay, bro. I promise you. But a lot of them know that. That's why a lot of them hate themselves. Because what I always told you, we remind them what they used to look like a long time ago and what was taken from them by white America. That's why they hate themselves. And that's why they hate us. They know what it is. They know what's happening. But the beautiful thing about it is they don't have to hate us. They want to hate us. We don't have no hate in nobody's heart. If you are NA and you can live with the truth that you have us in your family tree, and you can acknowledge that, and you can stand on integrity, and you can speak truth and justice and march and understand that we not the enemies, but the council is the enemies, the feds is the enemies, and the government is the enemies, and the people who did all this shit to us and turned us against each other is the enemies. And only then you'll start to understand that we all the same people. Because like I said in my last live, they only target 3 demographic of people. So-called black people, Latinos, and so-called Native Americans. Why is that? Go do all y'all census records, and I bet y'all gonna have a grandmama that look like all of ours. You might have a couple of granddaddies that look like ours too. The Indians never died. We were genocide on paper, and we was lied on paper. We are still here. We just look different from our ancestors now, but we still here. I don't care about blood quantum percentage. If you got 10 ancestors or 5 ancestors, or you got a whole shitload of ancestors that's indigenous, bro, who am I to tell you who's any less or any more than me? But I'm speaking because I got mixed heritage, though. I got Irish in me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Those who's more pure might feel a little bit different. But my thing is this. Strength is in numbers. Strength is in numbers. Our kids is being indoctrinated. Your kids being indoctrinated. Our kids being fed bullshit. Your kids being fed bullshit. Your kids being kidnapped off the reservations. Our kids being kidnapped out the projects. Y'all going through poverty with alcohol and drugs. Have y'all been to the projects? It's mollies, it's drugs, it's syringes, it's cracks, it's heroin, it's alcohol, it's a liquor store on every street. I'm looking at a liquor store right now. You feel me? Are we gonna sit here and talk about who are more impressed? We are more impressed than you. Nah, man, fuck that. These kids suffering. I ain't got time to play the old press game. That shit, I ain't, who the fuck's trying to glorify who's been more oppressed, or our people been through this, our people, fuck all that, bro. What these kids going through now is more important than me. As long as you can understand that the Indians ain't dead, they lied to everybody, they twisted history, they turned us against each other, whether you look like me, or you look like Chief, or you look like whatever the fuck, you understand? But you understand who our people was and what they went through, and the trauma that's placed on the descendants of us that got us beefing amongst each other, while these motherfucking Ashkenazis are still making fucking money off us. Are you tripping? Do y'all not understand who the real enemy is? Am I the only one that's reading these books? Am I the only one connecting these dots? Am I the only one that know who these motherfuckers is? I know somebody feel me out there. Somebody see them just like I see them. racism is an illusion and people have to break that illusion. If race is man-made, it's not real. It never existed. So that means racism is man-made and it's illusion and it's not real. People have to break that illusion. I'm going to read that book called Nature Has No Color Lines again, which literally breaks down. People have us in a family tree. Live and direct. Y'all seen a clear example of one of them having us in their family tree. Nature has no color lines. Right? Alright. Peep game. But, I appreciate all the gifts, all the likes. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. I'm about to go ahead and drop my daughter off real quick. And if y'all still up, I'll hop back on. But y'all be easy, man. I hope y'all took something in from these quick gems and y'all can build on it. But research the redlining, connect the dots with the redlining, research the termination policy of 1950, and look up the urban relocation and connect all the dots. You feel me? And that's another gem for y'all to take to people's platforms and watch them glitch the fuck up, because it'd be hilarious. I be in the comments watching them glitch the fuck up when they be up here like, oh my God. Yeah, I love that shit. So that's another gem for y'all to take to them panels that had their ass glitch up for everybody so we can laugh some more. But I'ma holler at y'all later. Peace. Hey. Yes, I'm coming to get you. Wanna say bye-bye?
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.